Good afternoon and welcome to the 2021 Spring Sports Awards Convocation. As always, I'd like to begin with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. It was right before the big one, and the football player said, "Excuse me, guys, for just a sec while I go bow my head." And in the quiet of that room, the football player prayed, "Oh God, if nothing hear me now, I know that fate is made." So help us, Lord, to win this game. It's the big one, man, you see. If we lose this game, that's it for us. Please do this, Lord, for me. And as his body knelt in prayer, he looked up to the sky. And while I'm here and have some time, I need to ask you why. They say you never help teams win. Just do it once, I pray. We will pay you back in kinder deeds or in another way. The reason I can't help you win, the Lord just then replied, is as you're asking me to win, so is the other side. I'm everybody's father, and I must not take one side. So games are played all our own, or they would all be tied. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't pray, he answered him with care. You can pray that players don't get hurt, and that all the calls are fair. And then I won't just watch the game, I'll bless it with my care. Because, dear son, you need to learn that life's not always fair. And while the player heard this voice, he bowed his head in prayer. I pray for fairness, said the boy, and for your tender care. You shall be blessed, the Lord replied, your team and you the same. And now will you excuse me, boy, I cannot miss this game. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, as everyone knows, it's been a unique year, and we've only had the 7th and 8th were able to play everything, and the 5th and 6th were definitely not able to play some things. So usually I give a participation rate for the whole school, but this year I just want to include the 8th grade. And 31 of 32 8th graders played a sport, which is a 97% ratio, which is awesome. And I think that's pretty good considering the majority of the schools in the world had 0% playing sport. So thank you, Sister Margaret, for letting us do it this year. A couple thank yous. First, obviously, to the parents for all your patience and your support and help. This year's group of parents has to be one of the hardest working and supportive group of families that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. You've been helpful in so many ways, both financially, but most importantly, hands-on. You have coached, organized the swagwear, worked the snack bar, drove the boys, and cheered them on when possible. I could go on and on, but I just want to specifically thank all the 8th grade parents, especially those who are most involved. The Aloy family for hosting the end of the year soccer party. The Blues for organizing the snack bar for home football games last year. We didn't get them this year. For Chris Cush for assisting both the football and the lacrosse teams. The Koenigs for all their behind the scenes organizing and hosting the basketball party at the end of the year. Mr. LaMontagne, who stepped up due to Mr. Doty's illness and coached the track team this year. The Koenigs for all their behind-the-scenes financial contributions to the athletic program. The Mackerlanes for designing the swagwear, making financial contributions, and obviously for their coaching expertise on the basketball court. The Murphys for their medical expertise. The Rabayos for their swagwear and helping to organize the soccer party. Mr. Ronan for coaching basketball. For the Schultzes for their amazing support through coaching and organizing contributions. I'm guessing this doesn't go on everywhere, but for those of you that don't know, Mrs. Schultz has fed every baseball player before every game this year. Every coach, every player, 16 meals before every game on our way to our next event. Unbelievable. Who does that? Midwestern people like the Schultzes. And to Kirk Schultz for all his help behind the scenes, including obviously coaching with baseball and stepping up in the championship game with Coach Frank and helping us coach that basketball game. To the Waltons for their support organizing the swagwear. I could go on, but I'm truly going to miss all of you. I want to thank you so much for your volunteerism, your dedication to your sons, most importantly, and your dedication to the academy. The coaches, for their dedication, for their support, their effort, and their positive impact on the students' lives. You are truly inspirational people. We would like to recognize two families in particular today for their years of service to the academy. First, we'd like to recognize an alum for all his time and effort. The boys are very fortunate to have Mr. Sims assist with both football and lacrosse. Peter's a graduate of St. Al's, sent his three sons, Peter, Karen, and Ryan, to St. Aloysius. Peter's donated his time and expertise to help the boys understand the concept of the sports he coaches, but way more importantly, on how to be a man for others. Pete's wife, Kristen, also the brains of the family, also helps, and the boys are very lucky to have her as well. They are truly a great combo, and St. Al's would like to recognize Mr. Sims as one of this year's Parent Booster Award. Pete, come on up. That's a swagger for everybody. All right, then our second recipient needs no introduction. He has two boys, Tyler and Jake, and a daughter, Maddie, the smart one. No joke, Jake, I'm just kidding. The boys have been so fortunate to have this winner as both their basketball and football coach. He has spent countless hours and money to make the experience for the athletes at St. Aloysius second to none. Dave, like Pete, has an amazing wife who, number one, puts up with her husband, and number two, allows him to dedicate so much time to St. Al's while she takes care of the children and undoes all of Dave's mistakes. All kidding aside, I don't know if I know a more committed coach and role model for the boys. He is irreplaceable, and thankfully he's coming back next year to help us out. I know the boys were lucky to have him. Coach Frank is our second winner of the Booster Award. Please give Coach a round of applause.
I was not prepared for this. I was not expecting this, but thank you very much, Sister Chris and all the faculty and administration. I said a couple of things I wanted to make sure I said before the end of today. First, you have no idea how lucky you are, young men, to go to this great school. Back about a year ago, it was almost about a year ago this time, I was on the phone with Mr. Jeffries, Mr. Cooney, and Sister Margaret. And as Chris said earlier, Mr. Cooney said earlier, a lot of the programs in schools were saying no. We were looking for ways to say yes. How can we get our young men to continue to be able to play sports? And what a fabulous opportunity. If you had the desire to play, you had the opportunity to play all sports this year. So congratulations to you, young men, and the families for putting your trust. But more importantly, thank you to Chris, all the teachers, and Sister Margaret for believing and letting us play in a safe environment this year. So if we can give them a round of applause for their dedication. Obviously, Mr. Sims and I, while we didn't know each other back at Malvern, we've had the privilege of working together. And as Mr. Cooney said, there's no finer individual who loves you guys as much as he does. And it was a privilege coaching with him for so many years and being part of his extended family as well. So Peter, thank you for being a true partner and a true friend. And then lastly, this one's an embarrassment, but Chris said it. You know, my wife and my daughter, Maddie, a lot of people didn't know I had a daughter. She does go to Notre Dame. She just committed to Georgetown, and I couldn't be more proud of her. She's sitting there back there blushing. But this gives me the opportunity next year to go over and watch. I've not had the opportunity. I've only watched one field hockey game in 3 years at Notre Dame, so I have the privilege of doing so next year. I'm sure she's going to regret me being in the stands, but I will be behaved. As you guys know, I'm very calm and collected during those tense times. And as Chris said, my wife Michelle, I couldn't ask for a better partner. You know, I love getting up early, running on a plane, catching a train, and getting back here. But if she didn't do what she did to help give me this fun sort of opportunity, I wouldn't be able to put this much time in. And we are so lucky to have an athletic director like Chris. When I tell you, I've had the privilege for 13 years now coming to this event. When you see him get emotional, he truly means it. He loves each and every one of you. And we are so lucky because as you look back in life, sports is such a huge part of the foundation of teaching young men what it means to be part of a team and working together collaboratively. And he does this for you every day. And by far, we have the best program in all of CYO sports. So thank you, Chris, for your support and friendship over the years as well. Thank you.
All right, as we already thanked Sister Margaret, I just want to reiterate her enthusiasm and her spirit. Sister, thank you so much. You just were trying to figure out a way to make it happen. To the teachers, thank you so much for your support of games, for proctoring the study halls, and working with the athletic department with the various schedules, including getting these baseball guys out early. And to Mr. Palmazzani for coaching our 8th grade B guys this year and for helping with the baseball and basketball last year. Mr. Palmazzani, give him a big round of applause. I just want to move on to some of our student athletes, and we'll do football and lacrosse first. Pete and Dave, so you guys can hang around, please. All right, first, our 8th graders, truly one of the most incredible group of young men to ever grace the halls of this school. Mostly due to all the parents I mentioned previously. You've been raised to be gentlemen and to live the modest. You're all blessed to have so many positive influences in your life. But all that being said, you have left a legacy of St. Al's that would be hard to duplicate. Our soccer boys won the region in 5th grade, went to the finals in 6th, the finals in 7th, and everyone knows that if we had a CYO team, or a CYO league this year, we would have been the front runners to win that league. The football team won the majority of their games against all-star teams, played a game during COVID with all 7th graders and some transfers, which really unfortunately affected our ability to advance. They had an incredible year. Played hard, and like I said, played basically against all-star football teams in the area. The basketball team won several tournaments, played against the best teams in the area, and everyone knew that St. Aloysius was one of the best teams in the entire archdiocese. Our lacrosse teams dominated. The track team finished an incredible 3rd place in the region. Varsity baseball right now is currently in 2nd place and hopes to compete for the region championship. The depth of character, athletes, personalities, and leaders in this 8th grade is truly remarkable. Not one of you ever complained, at least openly to me, about the rules and restrictions placed on you through no fault of your own. You will carry all these awesome lessons with you in high school, and I can't wait to see the successes you share at the next level on the athletic fields or gyms, in the classrooms, and most importantly, in the leadership roles that you are all so ready to handle. 7th grade, you had a tough act to follow, but you have great leaders that showed you how to lead. If we could give our 8th graders a huge round of applause to show their leadership. Thank you very much. Clap it up for the 8th graders. In that vein, we have some plaques that we'd like to present to each of our 31 athletes that played sports this year. So when I call your name, come up. We're going to break protocol a little bit and go with a fist bump rather than a handshake for obvious reasons. So when you come up, fist bump to Mr. Paolucci or whoever else you receive an award from, and then move on from there. And if we can wait our applause till I announce everybody. First, Luca Aloy, soccer, tennis, and track. John Barnhart, soccer, basketball, tennis. Brady Ballou, soccer, basketball, baseball, lacrosse. Patrick Ballou, football, basketball, tennis. TJ Capaldi, football, baseball, lacrosse. Ben Chaplin, basketball. Will Cooney, soccer, basketball, baseball. Trot Kush, football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse. Jake Frank, football, basketball, lacrosse. Quinn Gaffney, lacrosse. Luke Ganley, tennis. Alex Gaskill, football, basketball, lacrosse. Jack Gill, basketball, baseball. James Hoffman, football, basketball, baseball. Harry Koenig, soccer, basketball. Bryce Sultan, football, basketball, lacrosse. Charlie Crew, soccer, basketball, track. Matthew Lamontagne, cross country, track. Mike Lamontagne, soccer, basketball, baseball. I gave him a little time to come up. Thank you, Michael. Peter Legnowski, soccer, lacrosse. David Lopez, tennis. Logan Kennedy, football, basketball, lacrosse. Tate McElwain, football, basketball. Ayinde McClendon, football, basketball, track. Cameron Mahalo, soccer, baseball, track. Charlie Murphy, football, basketball, lacrosse. Vicente Raballo, soccer, baseball. Christopher Roner, soccer, basketball, tennis. Riley Schultz, basketball, baseball. Ryan Sims, football, basketball, lacrosse. And last but not least, Brendan Walton, football, basketball, and baseball. All right, great athletes, everybody, please. We're going to start next with our varsity football awards. If Mr. Sims and Mr. Frank could help hand these trophies out, that would be great. The 2020 Defensive MVP, Tay McElwain. The 2020 Offensive MVP, Ryan Sims. Every year we also give a Spirit Award for the varsity football team named after Mark Cordes and Leo Carlin, who graduated from St. Aloysius. Mark, and watching Leo Carlin deal with cancer when he was a sixth grader here at St. Aloysius, decided to start an award in Leo's honor. Leo, gratefully, is still with us today, coaching football, I believe, in Texas for his uncle. Unfortunately, Mr. Cordes, when he thought of this award, did not know he was suffering from cancer at the time, and unfortunately, Mark is no longer with us, died from this dreadful disease. So we now call this award the Cordes Carlin Spirit Award, and it's presented to a person who possesses the inner qualities that display the true spirit of a St. Aloysius student. The recipient demonstrates exceptional fortitude, determination, and perseverance in their daily life, always mindful of the need of God's spiritual guidance, striving to achieve excellence, and by his daily actions earns the respect of his peers, teachers, and administration in and outside the classroom. And the winner of the Spirit Award goes to Alex Gaskell. And then our 2020 MVP of the varsity football team, Trot Cush. All right, Coach Cindy, to stay here for the cross as we try to do these awards while the Sims family is still here. Our defensive MVP award winner is Peter Lignowski. Our offensive MVP, Ryan Sims. And like football, we also give an award to a lacrosse recipient called the Pat Burns Award, who was a graduate of St. Aloysius. Not knowing Pat, he really did not know a special kid. He was a 2001 graduate of St. Aloysius, and unfortunately he died in a single car accident on August 11, 2004, driving from his grandparents' house back to home in Bryn Mawr. He was going to be a senior at St. Joe's Prep and was returning for his fourth season of lacrosse. Unfortunately, he passed away, but his number is retired from the prep, number 28. And if you guys know in your lacrosse uniforms, we have that 28 logo. Pat Burns was the type of kid who always had a smile, had a joke to help you get through sprints, the kid who always had the new handshake or high five. He was one who always led cheers from the sideline, the one who always has your back, no matter what. Pat Burns embodied the Jesuit creed of man for others. He was a kid who wanted to win, a kid who was friends with everyone, and a kid who would do anything for you. He was a kid who cheered all, a kid who put his team before himself. He always had a smile and an encouraging word for everyone. Pat's father, Tom, started a foundation in his honor so we could remember Pat. He's made a significant contribution to St. Aloysius, which has enabled us to purchase lacrosse nets, uniform, scholarship money, coaches' salaries, tournament entry fees, etc. And we couldn't have gotten all these items without the contributions that Mr. Burns and Pat has made to St. Aloysius. And saying all this, Tom thought a wise way to commemorate his memory is to reward a St. Aloysius student with an award in Pat's name. Unfortunately, Tom couldn't be here today for obvious reasons, but I'd like to send out a special thanks for his contribution to St. Aloysius lacrosse. The Pat Burns Lacrosse Award goes to a member of the lacrosse team who demonstrates a desire to compete, a respect for his teammates, and a love for the game. And the winner is presented to Logan Kennedy. All right, and lastly, our most valuable player from the 2021 Varsity Lacrosse team, Trot Kush. We also have a couple JV awards. When this is over, those lacrosse boys that win in 5th or 6th grade, or anybody else that gets an award, please come down after the sports award ceremony is over to come and get your award. The 2021 Coaches Award winner, Jake Wilson. And the second 2021 Coaches Award winner is Charlie Crossan. Congratulations to those two gentlemen. Thanks, Coach. I need a coach next year. All right, now we're going to go back in time to the fall season. If the Sims and Frank family want to depart, this would be a great time to be on your way. Thanks so much for being here today. I'm sure you have other things you need to do. We did have a cross-country season. We had 4 runners. We had to find different races. Coach Calamia found a few races that some of our boys participated in. And we have a Coaches Award winner from 8th grade. And the Coaches Award winner for cross-country, Matthew LaMontagne. Matthew, come on up. All right, moving on to JV soccer. Once again, you guys can come pick up these awards at the end of the ceremony. The 2020 Coaches Award winner is Colin Fleury. The defensive MVP is Wyatt Beakley. And the 2020 MVP is Brody Collins. Clap it up for those gentlemen, please, guys. We were able to get some of those 6th graders in some of our soccer games, so like we did with lacrosse, we were able to award a few 6th graders and 5th graders because of their game playing capabilities. We're going to move on from the fall season. I know we had tennis, but we're going to do a little tennis at the end with the spring sports. JV basketball. These guys had a season, competed great under Coach Kahn and Mr. Wilson. They won the beginning of the year tournaments and competed in other tournaments, had an outstanding season, and we have 3 award winners for the JV. The 2020-21 Coaches Award winner is Charlie Friel. The 2020-21 All-Around player is James Kahn. And the most valuable player is Jake Wilson. Clap it up for those 6th graders, guys. On to varsity basketball. As I said, we were one of the best teams for sure in the whole Archdiocese. The team that they claimed to be the best, we beat them in the semifinal of a tournament. And unfortunately, in the championship of that tournament, we lost to a team that we had previously beaten. But to win 2 games in a day, anybody that's done it, we can all relate how difficult that is. We beat every team at one point this year that we played once or twice, and it was an incredible season. And like I said, unfortunately, we did not have a CYO season, though I can guarantee we'd be hanging some banners in that gymnasium. We have a few award winners. The Coaches Award winner, I gotta go back to soccer, huh?
Yep.
I'll go back. The Coaches Award winner for the 2021 year is Logan Kennedy. And the other Coaches Award winner award goes to Ryan Sims. The All-Around Player Award winner is Harry Cooney. And the most valuable player, one of the best players I've coached in my time here, Tate McElhaney. So I'm going to go back to the fall, I apologize. With the varsity soccer team. Once again, we were a team that was probably favored to win the region this year and make a run in the Archdiocese. We had a group of committed men that were really excited to play soccer this year. And unfortunately, when it was announced that CYO was not sponsoring soccer, we had to make do and find games. We played some local schools and were able to play in 9 games and had a great season. And the team we lost to, we tied late in the year. And I'm sure if we want to do that over again, I think we'd all think and know that we were by far the better team that day. We have a couple award winners. First, the Coaches Award winner, Brady Ballou. Our 2020 all-around player, Vicente Raballo. Our defensive MVP, who scared everyone in this area, I think he's chasing it from behind, Harry Cooney. And one of the craftiest soccer players I've ever had the pleasure of coaching, the offensive MVP, Luca Aloy. We're going to jump back to the spring. We have some junior varsity baseball award winners. Once again, come down and answer after the award ceremony to receive your awards. Coaches Award winner, Quinn Ballou. The most improved player, Brendan Knowlton. And the most valuable player, James Kahn. Clap it up for our 6th grade baseball team. Those guys have a first-round playoff game today, so hopefully those guys will get a victory today. Moving on to our tennis team. Like I said, we did it in the fall and the spring, so we want to honor the Fall Coaches Award recipient, and that winner goes to David Lopez. We have 3 award winners for the spring. First, the Coaches Award, coached by an alum, Andrew Riley, who we were so fortunate to get him back. The Coaches Award winner is John Barnhart. John, come on up. The all-around player is Patrick Ballou. And the MVP, who I think we all know who that winner is, Chris Roeder. Chris Roeder, MVP. We're going to move on to some track awards. want to honor our guys that competed in the Region 32 Championship meet. As I said previously, we finished third in a region of 12 teams with 16 runners. Some of the other schools have as many as 70 runners on their team. So our ability to compete with so few guys is really an amazing testament to our guys. Our fourth grade winner in the shot put is Jack Heiser. Brendan Walton finished fourth in the 100 meters. Brendan, come on up and get your medal. Vinny Calamea finished fourth in the mile. Reggie Harris finished sixth in the 200. Reggie? You're supposed to be fast. Our novice guys finished third in the 4x100 meter dash. Our team composed of Jack Heiser, Luke Hoffman, Joe Nolan, and Tate Smith. Clap it up for those guys. Joe Nolan took a fifth in the 100 and a third in the 200. Congratulations, Joe. Ayende McClendon finished third in the 200. Ayende, come on up. Ayende McClendon, Fadil Lamidi, Reggie Harris, and Brendan Walton won the silver in the 4x100. Come on up, guys, and receive that medal. Stay close, Reggie. The team of Reggie Harris, Fadil Lamidi, Brendan Walt, and Cameron Mahalo won the gold medal in the 4x200 meter race. Come on up, guys. Get your medal. Young Mike Aloysius had a great day winning the gold in both the 100 and the 200. Congratulations, Michael. Come on up. And then some individual honors for one of our 8th graders. Cameron Mahalo won the 400, finished second in the 200, third in the long jump, and won the gold medal in his 4x200. Cameron had the third most points in the entire meet. Cameron, congratulations. And then we have some individual track awards. Our most valuable minor award winner, Michael Paolucci. Well, Mike. Our Coach's Award winner, Ayende McClendon. And as we saw how Cameron Mahalo's day went, our 2021 most valuable cadet, Cameron Mahalo. We got that. Baseball. All right, we're going to do some varsity baseball awards. As I told you guys, we have finished second in the region this year. In the regular season, our playoff game is scheduled for Thursday. That'll be the quarterfinals. The semifinals will be Monday. And then the championship game now is slated to be Thursday or Friday of next week. We've had an unbelievable season, losing to the team first in the league by a 3-0 score, which tells everybody in this room, I hope, that we obviously can play with that team. and hopefully we'll get a crack at him again in the championship. A couple individual awards. Our all-around player award winner. We have two of them. First award winner is Brendan Walton. Our second all-around player is Jimmy Hoffman, or James. And we have two most valuable players. First, Cameron Mahalan. And the guy who's pitched as well as I've seen around these parts, and hopefully he's got 3 more games in him, the MVP is Roddy Schultz. All right, we just have a couple more individual awards for some 8th graders. First, these award winners go to student athletes who played at least 3 sports and had a positive impact on all 3 teams. The sportsmanship award winner goes to a student who represents St. Aloysius Academy in a sportsmanlike manner. This athlete was a 3-sport athlete, played soccer, basketball, and baseball. In soccer, he was a fullback, a 2 or 3 guard in basketball, and the shortstop pitcher on the baseball team. He's the ultimate team player, always supporting the team, being courteous to his coaches, not really me all the time, the referees, his opponents, and his teammates. He's a true sportsman who plays with integrity and fairness and always has a team-first attitude. I don't know if I know a better person with a team-first attitude, and I'm guessing most of you in this room agree with me. Well, Cooney. He wanted William James, so I put William on there. Nah, okay. All right, our all-around athlete goes to a student athlete who's excelled at least 3 sports and who represents St. Aloysius in a positive manner. This athlete was a 4-sport athlete, playing football, basketball, lacrosse, and baseball. It's hard enough to play all 4, yet alone star in all 4. Quarterback and linebacker safety in football, 2, 3, 4 in basketball, had to play every position. A midfielder on the lacrosse team and a left fielder on the baseball team. He's also a great team leader to go along with his God-given talent. One of the hardest workers on all his teams and a great leader on all 4 teams. I will not be surprised at all if he captains any or all the sports he plays in high school. I look forward to watching him play in high school, and the all-around athlete award goes to Trot Cush. I know Susie wanted Trotman. We got Trotman on the trophy. And lastly, the Scholar Athlete Award winner goes to a student athlete who plays at least 3 sports and also works hard in the classroom. This boy was a receiver and a corner on the football team, a 2 guard in the basketball, and a mid and attack on the lacrosse team. He excelled at all 3, still posted a 94 grade point average. He also has a great team player and excelled at each sport and made his team better just by his talent and effort. I'm sure we all would agree, we would love for these 3 gentlemen and almost everybody in this room to be your teammates in high school, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But I look forward to watching this athlete play in high school, and the Scholar Athlete Award winner goes to Ryan Sims. And just a final shout out to all the 8th grade. By far the most depth of athletes I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. There were so many boys that could walk out here today with awards. Unfortunately, we had to single out some children. All of you are winners. All of you were amazing. All of you were a pleasure to coach. I wish every single one of you could come back for one more year. Unfortunately, you have to move on. I have to grow up. I know that's not going to happen. You 7th graders, I'm looking forward to having you guys next year. You have a tough legacy to follow, but you've been shown the path of what it means to be a man for others and how to lead in this tough world we live in, including the tough times that we had this year. And I couldn't be prouder of a group of boys, and all of you will be playing something in high school because you just have unbelievable talent. That it's really hard to play sports in high school. And I think at least 31 of you are going to do that. And that's pretty amazing. So good luck with your futures. I'm hoping Sister Margaret can come up and just say a final farewell. And we look forward to seeing you guys graduate tomorrow night. And 7th grade, I can't wait for football and soccer and tennis and cross country next fall. Sister, clap it up for Sister again one more time, guys.
Well, you know how much I love sports, and it was really a pleasure this year to be able to have you on the field. As Mr. Cooney said, that was something that we really wanted to have happen. And our parents, our volunteers, our coaches, your parents, and all of you for your willingness and your support and the way that you work together. There are no words to really describe how proud I am of each and every one of you. The past 16 months have been very difficult, but we rose above it. And we started school and we continued school, and the energy that you have and the enthusiasm that you have, not just for sports, but for St. Aloysius, will continue with you. 8th grade, you know how I feel about you. You have left us a legacy. But as I look at the 7th grade, there's not a doubt in my mind what leaders you're going to be. And I count on each and every one of you to be that leader, to be that man for others, so that the younger students will be able to follow you. I thank Mr. Cooney and all of our coaches, Mr. Frank and Mr. Sims, for all of your work, and everyone who supports you. Teachers have been here every single day supporting you. And boys, I hope today, tomorrow, Thursday, before you leave, you thank them for all that they have done for you, and you thank your parents for the blessing that they are to you. So continue the good work. We have a couple more days with 7th and 8th. With 8th grade, one more day, tomorrow's graduation. We look forward to it. And 7th grade, you are the leaders. And we know we can count on you. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all who won an award. And as Mr. Cooney said, we're all winners. So we did a great job this season, and I'm very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
One last thing before we go. For you veterans here, we used to have an over-under on how many times we were going to clap after one of Sister Stephen Ann's masses. It was usually around 6 or 7 applauses after each match. And then the over-under on me crying, I think, was 2. So I think I went over today. Whoever took the over won that today. So thanks so much, and we will see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you very much.